This is a front rack barbell position, okay? So front rack just means that you're racking it in the front, just like we went over with the kettlebell, you rack it right in front. So the narrowest that you wanna be is at shoulder distance. You can get away with being a little bit wider, but you certainly don't wanna go any more narrow than your shoulder, okay? So I already know exactly where I like to set up for my front rack position. So go ahead and like play around with that, but really what this means is that you set your hands up and you swoop under the barbell, and my elbows point forward, and now it's resting at my collarbone. I'm not choking to death. I can still swallow, I can still talk. It's not like pushing on my trachea or anything, but it's hardly resting in my hands. Like my fingers are very loose, there's not a lot of weight, because what I see is a lot of people think that this is a front rack position, but you can already see that that's starting to bend my wrist. This is only a 35-pound barbell. So if this were to weigh anymore, this is gonna be an unsustainable, uncomfortable position. So you wanna make sure that your elbows are forward, your triceps are parallel with the ground. The best way that you can test and see if you're in the right position is you simply let your hands go, keep your arms forward, and you should be able to do whatever movement it is that you want. Okay, so again, if I come back under here, if I'm in this position and if I let my hands go, I'm gonna drop it on my toes. So this is not a front rack position, this is a front rack position. The biggest limiting factor that people have is lack of wrist mobility, lack of tricep mobility, and lack of lat mobility. But all that stuff is in the mobility section, so we're working on it. In the meantime, if you're interested in having like a fake, like a pseudo front rack position, I'm gonna show you the genie hold, which is viable and it's fine, but long term you do want the original, like Olympic grip front rack position available to you by working on your wrist, lat, and tricep mobility. So the genie hold is this. You essentially grab opposite, and you'll see that I have like this grip right here. I'm gonna grab here, and I'm gonna grab, oh, I don't even know how, I don't do this often enough. Here, so I'm recreating this hold. It's still resting, my elbows still have to be high. My elbows can never be low. Regardless of which movement I'm choosing, the Olympic front rack or this like pseudo front rack, my elbows still have to be high. I'm not choking, and I'm gonna pick the barbell up like this, and I'm gonna stay like this. My elbows have to stay high. If I drop my elbows, now all that weight and all that torque is in my wrists, and we don't want that. So elbows are high, and then that's how you'll hold your front rack position. This could be a front squat, this could be a number of different things, but this is where you'll be. And then really quick disclaimer, you probably will get some bruising. I almost always have a line across me somewhere on a part of my collarbone, on my shoulder, a bruise. Learn to love it. I'm always bruised in some place from here to here after I do like heavy front squats or heavy front rack step ups or anything like that. So just something to look out for.